This is Nick Ricada, and you're listening to a Sunset Sea production. It's better than whiskey.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3, I guess, 3 of Imperial Chess. Unfortunately, would you mind muting yourself for a second, Simone? I can hear some dogs in the background, so just want to make sure that do you know how to mute yourself on Messenger? You find out how to do that real quick. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, it's good. So unfortunately the audio from the last 2 episodes of Imperial Chess that we recorded, the video got messed up. The file got corrupted, so those 2 are going to be audio only. We had a lot of technical problems. We had some weird shit go on. We had some weird shit go down on both ends. You can unmute yourself on Discord, by the way. It didn't mute because we're using a Messenger for the audio. So yeah, there you go. I don't want the mute symbol to be in the corner. But yeah, we're just gonna play some more chess, and hopefully it works this time. I think the problem might be the fact that I'm running so many things in my computer at once. It might like I'm recording using the built-in screen recorder that comes with the laptop. So maybe it just doesn't, maybe it just doesn't like that I'm playing chess and using Discord and using Facebook Messenger all at the same time. It's not really made for this kind of thing. It's a good computer, but it's not really made for this kind of thing. It's it's a student computer, so it is what it is. But yeah, just gonna start playing some chess here. Since you're white, since you got the white pieces, Simone, you'll go first, and we'll just kick it off from there. We'll probably play like 1 or 2, maybe 3, but we're gonna go for an hour today, just an hour, and then we'll cut it off from there. Don't want to go too crazy, just in case that we run into more technical difficulties or whatever. But yeah, that's all. So the first 2 episodes of Imperial Chess will be up on the channel eventually. They'll just be in audio form though, for the most part. There's like 10 minutes of footage from the first one that survived, but for the most part, it's kind of it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, So what can you do? But yeah, I don't know. How you doing today, Simone? How's your day been so far? It's like
trying to make it. I'm trying to make it a habit to at least bike for a kilometer a day.
Oh, like cycling?
Yes.
Cool. It's like so over here it's like 11 in the morning. Over there, it's like 2 in the afternoon almost, right? It's like 1:50 or something like that, right?
1:51 a.m.
Okay, cool. So it's like 2 in the morning almost. Okay. And what'd you do today? Besides my little bit of cardio.
Sleep in the afternoon because I was left with no choice. I guess I want to read, but there's a lot of distraction that always took place in the afternoon. My neighbors used to play bingo for some leisures.
Oh, they play bingo and they're like really loud or something when they have like huge, I don't know.
Yes.
No, but so what I want to talk about before we talk about anything else, I really want to get into this because it was weird how perfectly timed everything was last time we were recording. It was like the perfect disaster, the perfect shitstorm that you could imagine. Because I had a lot of technical difficulties after this show is cursed apparently. Because I don't know, recording it gave me a huge pain in the ass. Because when I was finished, there's a lot to get into, but I guess long story short. On your end, your internet for the month, you have like a monthly plan or whatever, right? Your internet ran out in the middle of our conversation, like 2 hours in, or like an hour and a half in, your internet like just cut off, and then you didn't have any connection at all. You had to like call the people in the middle of the night or whatever, right? And that was a whole thing or something. That's what happened on your end, and then on my end, I got caught up in. I got. Well, for one, my OS changed. My operating system on the operating system on my laptop, it had to update from Catalina to Big Sur, so I had to wait like, and that took like half an hour, even though it's only supposed to take like 15 minutes. It took twice as long for it to update. And then on top of that, iMovie needed to update, and I guess I've just gone so long without updating iMovie that I didn't know that they changed to this. But you can't upload things that you make, projects that you make in iMovie. You can't upload them directly to YouTube anymore. I think their partnership ended. They're getting into like a little, they had some squabbles or something, a little fight going on over there. So for whatever reason, their partnership ended, and now you can't really you can't just directly, like, if you have an iMovie project, like a project loaded up in iMovie, you got all your video, you got all your neat effects and all that shit, and you put it all together, you compile it, whatever, splice it, whatnot. You have to download it onto your computer, so you have to download it back onto your own computer and then upload it yourself. And I just, it's such a stupid fucking thing to do, because, I don't know, for me, like, my computer is just a MacBook Pro. It's a student computer, so, like, it's a student laptop, you know, so, it takes me like 40 minutes to download shit. So now it's just going to take me twice as long. It's going to take me like 2 hours just to get things uploaded onto the channel from here on out for every video minimum. And that doesn't even include, like, you know, that includes everything. Like, not even just like the podcast episodes, which are the main thing here, but everything. Even this is going to take like 2 hours to get up. And so I can't use my computer for 2 hours. And, you know, maybe I'm a junkie. Maybe I just need to quit. Maybe that says something about me and my tech use or whatever. But, like, I don't know, man. It just pisses me off. But, you know, little first world nitpicks, I guess. But yeah, did you get your internet restored? Is it all good now? Like, what's the situation with that? You're muted. I can't hear you. Yeah, there you go.
We didn't expect that they're going to cut the internet because we're days late from the due date, I guess. But before we used to pay in advance, so I didn't know because there might be some problem with the money transfer that my father used to do. So I think that's the problem aside from the late payment. But their service has never been that good or viable. So I can't see any reason for them to be that tough when it comes to this situation.
So it's like you're paying for shitty internet from a shitty company, and they're giving you a shit product as a result, is basically what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, exactly. I think most of the internet providers in the Philippines are in the same situation, or it's really messed up.
That kind of sucks, huh?
But yeah, but compared to those, maybe our problem is the plan that we got. There's a data limit. We can we're only caught up from 150 gigabytes per month, and it wasn't enough. And when you got into the limit, you need to pay $2 or more for 20 gig or plus. But we find it expensive.
Damn. Yeah, that is no bueno, as they say. No bueno, right? Yeah. Well, they say that in Spanish. Let me ask you this. Actually, I'm actually kind of curious about this. So, the official languages in the Philippines, they're Tagalog and English, right? But that's right? Yeah. But then, isn't Tagalog more like inspired from Spanish than it is English? So, like, I'm wondering why you guys speak English if you're like a more Spain-centric culture or whatever, you know, because they were the ones that colonized you way back in like the 14 and 1500s or whatever, right? So, like, why is that the case?
Because right after when it's been for 95% of the all the Filipino community back then, before the U.S. came into the Philippines, are Spanish-speaking people. Everyone knows Spanish, so
Wow,
when
what
the
the
U.S.
fuck is your
came
dog
and
doing?
with its homicides,
What the hell is your dog doing?
wait,
What's God damn. It's like, it's annoying. God, man. It's even more annoying than mine. I have a pug, but he doesn't bark like that. He's annoying in different ways, but he's not loud like that. So I would hate to have a fucking really small dog that just barks all the time. I mean, ours barks all the time, but shit, that like high pitched yipping, I can't do that. I can't really do that, man. That shit, I don't know. It's lovely. It's really pleasant, but yeah, I don't know. It's not as hot today because it's a nice day. I'm actually lucky. It's a miracle among days. It's really an oddity because it's like 63 out right now, 63 Fahrenheit, and I got my window open and the nice morning air, morning breeze is coming into my room, so I'm not as hot as I usually am in this fucking stupid jacket and this winter cap that I'm wearing in the middle of the fucking desert, goddamn desert. But it's a good. I don't know. Things are shaping up today. Hopefully the fucking video doesn't get corrupted the way it did last time. But we shall see. We shall see. But hey, tell you what, Simon, I gotta go get some. Props and stuff real quick. So while I'm gone, just tell the audience what you think of Mad Men, because I made you watch Mad Men. You have like the complete series now. You can watch it. So I want you to tell them what you thought of season 1. Just tell them what you thought of, just do like a quick retrospective off the cuff. Just tell the people what you thought while I go and run and get my thing real quick. It's going to take like 2 seconds, but just vamp for me. I think you're muted, by the way. Unmute your... Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
I used to have aside from this channel, I used to have a journal. It may be a practice journal where I write some thoughts or what happened in the day. But I guess what it's really all about is for me to get into introspection about things that I usually do. There are also not only related to this channel, but also the intellectual process as he Haugen curated it. And the Madman is one of the things that are included in that process. But Madman is really interesting. I guess as the shows go, not only from the aesthetic aspect, but when you get into the characters, they're not just characters as character for the sake of the show. You can just like what some videos that Haugen shows me about the people that do some analysis for some movies, or especially Star Wars. They get a lot from the characters from the show. It's really interesting. For example, Don Draper, he wasn't just a character from as a businessman in Manhattan. It's also included his personal life and his past. Everything that had happened. It's not just an open book or something. He can be embodiment of some adjectives or whatnot.
No, you keep going. I'm just gonna put the finishing touches on my setup here, so just keep telling people what you think.
For now, before I'm interested, from the start of the show, I'm really interested in this character, Peggy Olson. I guess aside from Dawn, she's also the one that makes the shows go. Those two characters, Don Draper and Peggy Olson, are really interesting for me. Those are, I never been so fascinated with regards to uh, characters from movies or shows, especially shows. It is a show. It is a series. Uh, she's not the type of character that you like. For example, in her the way the way she dressed up, or the way she looks, she doesn't that not that good looking. But I think I'm more interested with the with her character than her face or whatever. And yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why they cast her, because she's really fucking ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like in the show they act like she's like hot or something, but she's just, I don't know. She's such, like, she's worse than plain. Like the no offense to the actress herself, but it's like for the, in terms of the character, in terms of like the you know, selecting her for the role. I mean, it makes sense. I get what they're trying to go for. You know, she is plain, and that she is sort of, she comes out of nowhere. She swoops in and she changes the whole office dynamic, and it, you know, it becomes a whole new thing because of her. She's the last person you would expect, the least likely candidate to be like some mover and shaker. I get that she's the underdog, you know, in that sense, but it's kind of a weird choice, I guess. I don't know. It's not what I would have expected, but maybe that's what makes it so genius in that sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree with you on that one. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Just make sure I have everything here. You can't really see them. It's too bright. It's actually too bright now. It's usually not bright enough around here, but now it's too bright, so there's that. Here's my, this is like, you know, because I am 21st Century Holden Caulfield from that book. I should probably get the book, too. That should be another prop. I should probably have the book just, like, sitting somewhere in the background. I'm still figuring this shit out, so, but yeah, I guess that's what we'll do today. Today, it's just going to be a really chill episode for, you know, we got, like, 40 minutes left. I'm probably just going to distractedly play chess as I try to figure out like how to you know, update my setup or whatever. I really don't know. I wouldn't do this is probably my fault, but I don't know. It would probably bore me too much to try to do it in my spare time. So yeah, as the professional YouTuber I am, I'm just gonna fucking do it while I'm live or do it while I'm recording. So there you have it. But yeah, I mean, and I guess the topic for this video today, I mean, I have a bunch of comic books, you know, and these aren't even, this is like 1% of, you know, my collection or whatever, my dad and I's collection, because it's mostly my dad's, but I guess I can show off some of the comics I have. I could talk about them for a bit, and even though you, Simone, you've only read like one comic so far, I guess you could just tell me what you think of, like, I don't know, I could explain what it's about, and you could tell me if it's something that you'd be interested in or not. I don't know. We could just do something like that. We could talk about Kingdom Come too, because that's the one comic you and I have both read. So we could have a discussion about that. I could go get that real quick. I didn't plan anything out beforehand, as you can tell. So you know, this is very off the cuff. We'll just figure it out as we go, I guess. Just very improvisational. There we go. But yeah, I mean, while we're on that subject, I don't know. What did you think of Kingdom Come? Because you did read it, so. You know, you read it not too long ago either, too. So I'm sure your impressions they're still pretty fresh. So I don't know. Just tell me what you think as I go and walk around my room and try to figure out what's what. You know, I can hear you. So go ahead.
Before I used to read some mangas during the quarantine, especially I think a year ago during these times of the year last year. I used to read mangas because of my my cousin's recommendation, and I have a little background watching animes during junior high school. So some shows that are really, because it takes too long for them to make animes. It's take years of waiting. So I got into my friend convinced me to check out these mangas. I read Attack on Titan or Promise Neverland or something. Mostly common, but let's get into Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. My initial impression is that, for example, it's given that it's a it's a comic book of superheroes. So I'm thinking that it would be just shown as how I am, how I see these superhero shows when I was a kid. That all these powers and the brave and the bold and fictional characters that you wanted to dream as flying or something. So when you kid, that will drive you to dream of having superpowers, and that's all. But in this one, yeah, it's interesting that it's not just as what I expected it to be, as given that it has a superhero background. It touches more on reality than, yeah. It's really interesting how even if it's a fictional, it's a fiction. Everyone knows that it's fiction, but it touches more on the reality than the soap operas or some BTS available here in the Philippines about life. To be honest, the shows that are shown here are haven't touched that much in life. So yeah, it's really interesting. I forgot. I don't know if I can share about the some realization that I got here out of the book, but I have written them on some papers, and I'm not sure where how much time I will use to find them, or I don't know if they uh, really existed. But for now, I'll stick to what I said.
Cool. And I don't know. Was it like weird to read a comic book that's kind of, because Kingdom Come, it's kind of one of those stories where you kind of need to have spent like a lot of time with those characters and in that universe in order to fully appreciate it. Because it is, in a lot of ways, it's a deconstruction of a reversal of what you would expect from those characters and that universe and everything. So in order to get that full effect, you would probably need to get used to those characters beforehand, get used to that universe. Have spent, probably honestly years being, as a comic book fan and as a reader, an active reader as well. I don't know, like, would you say that you are that kind of person, even if you didn't read the comics necessarily? Like, would you say that you were like a superhero fan before you read it? Like, did you appreciate at least a little bit of the deconstruction? Like, are you still able to see that, or do you feel like you would have understood it better still if you had read maybe some other comics before, like maybe Batman Year One, or Robin Year One, or Batman The Long Halloween, other graphic novels and stuff before you'd given this one a shot? Or are you happy with the way it turned out regardless? I don't know. I think you're muted again. You keep muting yourself, don't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm worried about the noise that these dogs might make. Sorry.
No, that's no.
To be honest, I didn't understand it as much as I should. For example, just like you say, I really need to get some background regarding the characters to fully appreciate them. I only has a small knowledge about them. For example, the some shows that I watch on the television, and animated series that I watch on the television, which are not even in the order, or it comes from different eras that I don't know. I can't remember the titles of them. I have a vague memory regarding those things. Uh, yeah, I guess that I think I need to reread the comic to be able to fully understand it. The way that what I did right now with Carlo. I'm reading the book Bible, as I mentioned before. Uh, I usually it's taking too long because I'm trying to find the right approach to fully understand the book, and now I'm able to do it. I set a time. I usually read the book around 8 to 12 outside of the house. I'm wearing my earmuffs and with some lights. And I guess that's the best the approach that I did. And I think I'm not missing anything from the book. And I have my pen and paper to write some thoughts that I get from it, or some phrases uh, to s- to say the important part. So I think I should do that with the same with the comics with it if I'm going to reread it.
Right. It's your move, by the way, on the chess. So whenever you're ready.
Uh, okay.
But yeah. That be on the other side of that. Do you feel like reading Kingdom Come made you more interested in comics? Like now that you've read this, you've experienced story. Now that you've experienced this story, are you like more willing to experience other stories with those same characters in that same universe? You know, DC, Superman, Batman, all that. Like, did it appeal to you in that way? Like, did it make that something that you would consider doing in the future?
Um, maybe. But I think I'm more fascinated with it when I was a kid compared to it now. Uh, Compared to what I am now, I'm more interested in. To be honest, I'm more interested into the characters than the story itself. I find the story much because the story portrays it in a different way.
Well, and that's the thing.
Uh,
I think the problem is that that's a misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to comics. They think that a lot of comics can't really have those sort of deep, thought-provoking stories with serious themes and that touch on aspects of philosophy and real life and that are a little more grounded in tone and and focus. A lot of people, and it's because of the movies these days too. You probably know the movies more than you know anything else, so they tend to associate those characters and that universe, that in the superhero genre in general, with just dumb action movie, quippy, bullshit, the MCU formula and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Kingdom Come is only one of like a million, really, honestly, like one of thousands of examples of really good stories in comics. And I could, and I have a whole list of recommendations that I could send you sometime, and you could read them over. But there are a ton of great ones. And well, I have a stack over here. Like I showed a bit earlier. I have Kingdom Come. I also have a black one of this. Like it's like a nicer, kind of like leather bound edition. Fuck Mark Waid, by the way. Fuck him. 90s Mark Waid was all right, but fuck 2020s Waid. But yeah, I just got just a few images there. Make a move while I'm showing this off, by the way. There you have that. Fuck, what am I gonna do? Really good artwork. I love Alex Ross. What do you think of Alex Ross? Do you like that realistic style over like the cartoony kind of look that people usually go with?
yeah, interesting. Moving from manga to a really great comic book, that's a great experience.
Right. And, I mean, so if you liked Kingdom Come, you would probably. This is like the one that's like closest to it in terms of the subject matter and like the tone and everything. Because Kingdom Come's kind of like a dystopian like future. Everything's doomed or whatever. All the heroes are a little darker now. This is that for Batman. So this is basically Kingdom Come for Batman, or I guess because this came out earlier, so this was in like the 80s. Kingdom Come was in the 90s, so I guess Kingdom Come is sort of like the Dark Knight Returns for the entirety of the DC universe, right? But Dark Knight Returns, it's about moving this off some pictures of it. Back, really, it's one of the best comic books of all time, without a doubt. Iconic. But it's about Earth in Gotham City and all that in the midst of some apocalypse. There are these terrorists called mutants now who like genetically alter themselves so that they can have like sort of have superpowers, and that's kind of an issue because obviously it leads to chaos and everything, and the government's corrupt and all that. And Superman's working for the president now, and so he's kind of like a bitch. He's not really. He's political. He's not objective, and he's not a superhero for all anymore. He's basically there, like the president's right hand man, and I'm pretty sure the president in this is corrupt. So it's not good all around. Batman is retired, but he has to come back because the mutants become such a problem that you just can't deal with it anymore. He gets a female Robin whose parents are like drug addicts, so she just becomes a superhero in her spare time, and they don't really give a shit. And it's cool. It's a really good. It's a nice little. It's not really little, but it's great. It's a great Elseworlds tale. Alternate timeline. What would happen if this if it really was the future and something like this did occur in which kind of the age of superheroes dies, just like in Kingdom Come. It's like the age of the superhero does die. It's also kind of what we're experiencing today in a lot of ways, right? Because those kinds of people or what everything's got to be dark now. Everything's got to be postmodernist in the sense that it's a deconstruction or it subverts your expectations. It's not as cut and dry as maybe some of those more traditional kind of stories and heroes and whatever would be. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Simon? But, I mean, I guess the difference, before I ask you that, let's say the difference between something like, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, or Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker, or Star Trek 2009, right? Star Trek 2009, Abrams Trek, or Star Trek Discovery, or all these shitty shows, all these shitty remakes of movies that were, in franchises that came out decades ago. I think that, the difference between something like, things like that, and then something like this, which is a darker take on a more traditional kind of story or traditional kind of universe or whatever. The difference is that those two were made with a passion. The people who, Frank Miller who wrote this, and he has an appreciation for comic books. It's a product of that passion and love and interest. They know what they're talking about. They understand the characters. They know how to evolve them in their own way. And then they're also just artists in and of themselves, and they have their own kind of interests, and they kind of put their own personal brand of whatever it is that they do onto that character and onto that universe, and it makes it a completely different thing in that sense as well. So you kind of get the best of everything in that sense. It's iconic, but it's also unique. It's dark, but it's also I guess loving in a sense. It's dark, but it's loving because it's story told in good faith. Not to make money. I mean, everything has to make money, but there's more to it than that. There's a little more to it than that. It's not as depressingly simple as cash grab Hollywood superhero film number 582. So, but yeah. I guess the question I want to ask you is, what do you think? Like, do you prefer more traditional stories, or do you like these new, like, kind of postmodernist takes on media and everything? Do you like the darker stuff, or do you prefer something that's a little more traditional? In the sense that the good guys are the good guys, the bad guys are the bad guys, all that sort of thing. Something like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, let's say, or Harry Potter. I to a certain extent, but yeah, more like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
I think I'm more interested from the passion that people from the past exert when it comes to creation of these medias, because now there are also some passionate artists, but mostly it's just for the sake of making money or making these things to appeal to a larger demographic. It's such as to be able to make something good, I guess, to make a lot of money, or to get the recognition that they wanted. They need to surrender or maybe neglect the not exactly, I can grasp the word about these things, to give up the putting so much effort I guess because people didn't give much about regarding talent. People value popularity, I guess.
Right. Because they want to, again, it's appealing to the lowest common denominator. You know, make the net as wide as possible so that it can catch the most fish in it, the biggest amount of fish. But the problem with that, the problem is that a big net is hard to handle. Whereas a smaller one is more. It's the big net's hard to handle, but a smaller net, it's tighter, it's more cohesive. It can wrap things up tighter, much more tightly in itself, And it's about it. Really, what it comes down to is quality over quantity, and I get that, but that's the problem, is that Hollywood is always going to need to make money. The problem is that not too long ago, just a few decades ago, if even just 5 years ago, even, or 10, well, no, maybe not 5 years ago, because 2016 was when this all started with Ghostbusters and everything like that, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I mean, just not too long ago, it's like they did care. There was passion put into things, and things were good because of it. You could tell. Audiences aren't stupid. People still, even the people who don't really give a shit that much, they can look at something and go and tell the difference between bland and uninspired versus passionate. A passion project, a genuine work of art. Really, entertainment used to come from a place of art, I guess, and it doesn't so much anymore, and it's kind of a shame. It comes from a place of politics now, actually, and that's not fun at all. Who the fuck cares about politics that much to want to see it in everything, every show, every movie that they watch? So but yeah. I spilled my water. My water spilled, so I can't drink it anymore. Kind of sucks, but whatever. Such are the occupational hazards of I don't even know, YouTuber, I guess. Let's see. What do we got here? This one's a good one. Batman, Dark Victory. I think it's, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. I think it was 2002. I didn't read it when it came out because I was 2 years old, but I did read it after the fact, and I like the style. I mean, it's a little more minimalistic, I guess. It's a little different, a little different to what you might normally see. But we try to find a good shot of two of them together. It's basically just a retelling of Robin's origin story, but with some mafia stuff going on at the same time and everything. It's not that bad. It's part of a series too. I'm pretty sure it's part of part of a trilogy. I think the other one is Long Halloween, and then there's another one before that, and this is the third one. I think it kind of ends everything off. I should probably read the other two at some point. I will eventually read the other two, but for now, I don't know. I thought it was all right. It was all right, but I don't know. I read so many different versions of Robin's origin story or whatever that this one just didn't appeal to me as much as the others did. This is the one I like more. Robin Year One of my favorite comic books of all time. It's great. It's great. Just a few quick little peeks at it real quick, and I like this one. He has to pretend to basically, or he quits being Batman's sidekick. He becomes a ninja or some shit. He joined some crazy ninja assassin school or something. It was pretty cool. I liked it. But he fights the Mad Hatter. He fights Two-Face. Two-Face is fucking scary in this one. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. But yeah. We also have this Robin. I like Robin more than Batman. That might be a controversial take, but I think Batman's too stoic. He kind of has one mood. He has one personality trait. I get that that's the point, but I feel like Robin is more versatile. He's more diverse. You can tell more stories with him, I guess. You can tell a lot of stories with Batman. You can tell superhero stories, detective stories. You can have him team up with other people. Batman's a really good team up character. But for me personally, I'm not really into mysteries and stuff. So that's just my where my taste lies. You know, I don't even like Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is supposed to be like the best of the best. You know, when it comes to that mystery detective genre or whatever. I don't care. I have no interest. So but yeah. Let me see what I can do here. I think I fucked up. I could have taken you out right there with that pawn, but I think I made the wrong move. But that's all right. Yeah, Robin, flying solo. This is Tim Drake, the third Robin. There are like 4 Robins, like 6 really. There are like 2 female ones, but one of them died. One of them was the spoiler. Well, and spoiler was like this chick in purple who right here dated Robin over here, and this is Chuck Dixon, 90s Robin. His Tim Drake. He was the one who replaced the second Robin, who is Jason Todd, who took over for the first Robin, who is Dick Grayson. He's a dick. Jason, no one liked him basically in the 80s. They didn't like the replacement, so they voted. They had this thing in the 80s where you could vote to you could call DC. It was like this little promotional thing that they did where you could call DC and you could telephone them and go like, do you want to? You could vote by calling them. You could vote to either kill Jason Todd or keep him alive. And the fans decided because they voted to kill him, and that's why he's dead, basically. So just a neat little tidbit there. Yeah. But I think this is going to be dumb, but I'm going to, fuck it. I'm just going to get rid of my, you can probably kill him right there, so. But that's fine because I still have this, and I'm going to try to get my pawn over to the other side of the board, but I don't know if it's going to go as well as I would want it to, but I'll use my king to push you away a little bit. Tim Drake's okay. He's an okay Robin. I don't like him as much as the original, the OG Dick Grayson. This is a weird little. It's black and white. It's pulp. It's kind of cheap, but I like it. It's a really weird. It's like 70s Robin, right? So this is when Dick Grayson, he quits being Robin. He just grows up. He just gets old. He decides to leave Batman to go to college. And a lot of these stories, like if we want to talk about like politics and storytelling or whatever, like this, these stories are pretty political. It's a lot of it's about like he goes to college and then he gets involved in like the student union and all that, and he kind of it's like there's hippies and shit and it's weird. And there's this one story where he goes to like Earth 1, which is like an alternate timeline. It's technically like I think it's the original timeline in the DC universe before Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think I'm not huge on that lore. DC does too many of those big like events where like everyone's gonna die, boom, boom, boom. It's kind of it's redundant, but that was one of the first. So I guess that's the OG. I guess they're have some respect for it. But these comics they're actually pretty good because back in the 70s they could actually write stories that were, even if they were left leaning, right leaning, whatever, they still had nuance. They still explored all sides of an issue, and so it was good. It's kind of like the Green Arrow and Green Lantern stories where they get into a fucking van and they travel around the world talking about political issues, the political issues at the time or whatever, and it's not even about fighting crime. It's just about kind of the reality, and it's good because even though it has, you can tell that the people who made it are left leaning politically. They still explore all sides of the issue, and they're not as divisive as the people you have these days doing things like that, who think that they're like that, but they're not. So the people who did it in the 70s, they had talent. People who did it in the 80s had talent. People in the 90s did it had talent. But now the industry is a shithole, and it's not that people in 2021 don't have talent. It's just that those people, they either don't get hired or they get shut down by these fucking morons who have like rich parents or whatever and just get the job for free. These weird activists or nothing better to do. But there you have it. So I got fuck the entertainment industry. It's gonna die. Just let it crash and burn. If it feels like committing suicide, if it feels like killing itself, just let it. Honestly. So what do you say, Simone? We end this game and then start another one, and then that'll be it for the episode. We have like 15 minutes left before you have to go, because you said you could only go for an hour today. So what do you think?
Sure. Let's play another game.
Okay. We don't have to finish it either. We could like once the timer goes off, we could just stop. So it's not that big a deal. But yep. So fire that up. Hopefully the video for this isn't corrupted, but we'll see. Fingers crossed, right? Yeah. So yeah. I am white now, so I can go first. Gotta exercise that white privilege whenever I can, even though I'm only half white, so I can only exercise it half the time. But you know, there you have it. Batman Year One, also by Frank Miller. I would probably suggest reading this before you read. Where's the other one? Read it before you read that. Dark Knight Returns. This would have been a better one to start with, honestly. But I don't know. I thought Kingdom Come had like cooler art, maybe. Even though the art in this one's really good. It's just it's apples and oranges. But yeah. This one's cool. Again, one of the best comic books of all time. Frank Miller is one of the best comic book creatives of all time. He alone has like all the big hits, you know. But yeah, those are just some random comics that I grabbed on the way back from getting my other shit over here. So let me ask you, Simone, I don't know, are you interested in any of those? Like, do those appeal to you at all?
I'm really interested. I think I really miss a lot from my childhood. That's what I'm always saying because I envy not exactly envy at the most. It's extreme way. It's just the enthusiasm that you have regarding these materials, or it's not actually this. I think it's really been a huge part of your childhood. For me, it's to summarize my childhood, it's just playing games outside and not much regarding the medias that I watch. It's just that it's much be. I think it would be much more it will be more interesting when I'm still kind of doing the things that I'm doing before, like just like you did.
But you know, maybe that's a good thing because you got to experience, you know, kind of the real world. But you know, you got to go outside like that. That's a huge deal, you know. So that's nice, and you had a nice kind of pure childhood, and now you can come back years later, and you know, as a teenager and a young adult, and appreciate these things better now. Maybe you wouldn't have understood them back then. You know, I didn't. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's for the best that you come into it. Now you can get into it a little more. You know, because maybe now is the only time that you could have fully appreciated it. You know, so maybe that's how to look at it. Perhaps. I don't know. Do you agree? Disagree?
Yeah. I think so. Like I said, I come into this realization when I'm reading the book. I really, for example, the number one problem that I had before, I'm trying to read books way back then in elementary. I guess I borrowed a book from my mom's students, the Olympic Aid, because I think it's interesting from the movie that I watched on the television, but I didn't understand any of the thoughts that the characters had because of the language, and now I'm able to. Now I'm really happy that I'm able to understand Carlo Oscar.
Yeah, for sure. It's just about picking the right books, I guess. You know, like this one here, even. Catcher in the Rye. Let me just put it up to the thing real quick. There you go. I actually don't like it that much anymore, but it blew my mind when I was like 13, so I have to pay respect, you know. So yeah, I can't not give good old J.D. Salinger credit for kind of getting me more interested into more serious forms of fiction, not just like Harry Potter and comics and all that. Even though those things are great on their own, you know, that's kind of what got me into novels, I guess, in that sense. But yeah. Let me ask you a question now. Is there a movie for you, Simone, that you could watch like over and over again without getting bored of, tired of? Is there like one movie like that for you at least? Kind of like your favorite, maybe?
Uh, Not exactly. I'm going to watch it over and over, but maybe if I rewatch it again, maybe Forrest Gump. I
Forrest Gump?
watched it three times before when I was a kid, but I think I really get much from it. I can't remember. I can't even remember the plot. So maybe I'll try to watch it again sometime.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's all about the story of the 20th century in America. It has everything. It has well, Vietnam, marathon running, uh, sports. Ping pong, um, Cold War tensions, I guess, and just all that. Um, yeah, really good movie. One of the best. That's a really good choice. Yeah, I love that movie. I love it a lot. I like the Lieutenant Dan. I like the guy, the cripple. He's a good actor. Well, he's not really a cripple, but he plays one because he gets his legs chopped off because of Nom. But I really like his character a lot. I really like that movie. Bubba Gump too, the black guy with the shrimp and all that. Good stuff. Great shit. Love it. But for me, I'd say Star Wars. Honestly, for me, I would say A New Hope specifically. Star Wars: A New Hope because I watched it with my dad before he left up for his most recent work trip. He comes back in like 15 days, so it's like next week we could talk about it. He and we were going to, but I was just too tired and I kind of didn't feel like making videos, while he was there, and then he left, and so now it's like now I got to do it now. But it is what it is. But yeah, that's a good one. Star Wars: A New Hope because it's very well paced and because it's like an action movie. It is. It's a really well paced action movie, and I didn't really notice that all the other times I've watched it, but I have no problem watching it. Like I could put it on. I could probably watch it like 20 times in a row, and I've done that before. I've watched a movie like 34 times in a row because when I was moving once, when I was like 10, I had a bunch. It was stupid too. I had like a whole thing of like DVDs to watch because we had like a TV in our car, so I could have watched like more than just the one movie that I did end up watching. But like the entire trip that we moved, I kept I played Toy Story like 34 times. Toy Story for some reason. I don't know why. But I watched like the bonus features and shit, the special features, the deleted scenes and all that. Like I learned like the story of it and stuff. What went into making it and everything. I don't know. I think it was because I don't know. I just didn't feel like I think it was just laziness. Honestly, I didn't really feel like getting up to put another disc in. But that's what I did. Yep. So I've watched Toy Story like 34 times in a row or something like that. I don't know if that's an exact number, but something like that. And it's good, and it held up every single time I watched it. I don't know. It's a really top notch stuff. But yeah. I don't know. Do you have a favorite like animated movie like that from like your childhood besides Forrest Gump? Like, is there like a cartoon that you like?
I think about it. I really forgot about a lot of things from childhood.
I got you. Let's see what time we're coming in. 7 minutes left before you gotta go, so it doesn't matter if we finish or not. It's not important, but yeah. I don't know. How do you think this one's gone? Is this a good episode? If the fucking video doesn't corrupt itself, like, do you think it would be a good one?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit limited on what with the time that I can only spend for the video.
Yeah, I know, but do you think like we did a good, like the commentary was good and everything, or I don't know?
Yeah, it's good, but I like the last one as much as compared to this one.
Yeah. It was the best thing we ever did, and it fucking fucked us. So whatever. Yeah, kind of sucks, but I guess you keep going from there. So, thanks for that, by the way. Thank you for the free kill, I guess. Free kill and chest. What did I talk about? 6 minutes left. So, well, I mean, I guess, not to, like, butt into your personal business or whatever, but, like, why do you need to go today? What are you going to do after the show?
Maybe read. I wanted to continue or to record more than 1 hour, but I need to save up the data that we had because my sister also need to use it. I'm not the only one who uses the internet, so yeah.
Okay, I got you. No worries at all. An hour's probably as long as people are going to be able to stand our voices and shit anyway. So yeah. Well, I guess you fucked me there. You got me. Good. Okay, we did manage to play too. So nice. That's good. I guess we could just spend this last 5 minutes just talking. One last topic. I guess I don't know. Is there anything you wanna talk about?
I don't know. I just connected in the topic that we're sharing. I just remember my friend when you asked me about the question of what movie I should watch over and over. I remember my friend, for example, when she likes a movie. For example, last time she liked the Joker and the Parasite. She watches for 20 weeks in a row.
Are you serious?
Because she always because she always have the weekends as a break from school. So every weekend she watch every movies that she like, which is maybe 1 or 2 movies.
Damn, yeah, I've heard there are some people who do that. But, yeah, I just can't imagine
It's
spending
great.
that much money on like tickets and stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be really
Not exactly. She watches on their television, I guess.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So
Okay.
it's
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd go that far, but that's cool. I mean, I guess if you're that passionate about something. But I just don't really work that way, but I guess for me it would probably be Star Wars still, or the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, the Sam Raimi trilogy, probably. 'Cause, but yeah, probably something like that. Tomorrow Sunday. Tomorrow, every Sunday that guy. There's this YouTuber named Ivan Ortega who's part of the Geeks and Gamers community. They're a whole kind of. It's like a collective kind of too, isn't it? It's it's like a youth creator collective. Just a group of YouTubers that talks about entertainment media and stuff, comic book stuff, all the stuff that I'm interested in basically. But they talk about like the news, what the industry is up to, not really the specifics of like, they don't like, and they do some reviews, I guess, but they do modern stuff. They do current events. They don't really go back and like, they don't do like 80s stuff or, they don't do like old stuff. They do, the news basically. It's like, it's geek entertainment news or something. I don't know how you describe it, but yeah, one of their guys, Ivan Ortega, he does this stream thing where you once a week, every Sunday, you can come on to his show and just talk and hang out. He's kind of like going for like a man of the people kind of approach, and so that's the kind of thing that I would want to do, and that's the kind of thing I would want to aspire to do if I ever had an audience, if we ever had more than just the two of us on here, and maybe my dad every once in a while. If we had like a group like that, it'd be nice to do something like that. But I've been on there before, and I've been on there without my silly little outfit on too. So you could, if you're really that curious to know what I look like, you can go watch episode 5 of the Positivity Time on YouTube, and you can see my face. It's really it's not that special, but yeah. I really want to see if I could get on again this week, tomorrow. I think it'd be cool. In this too, like I want to dress up like this and come on with my stupid paddle, my oar, and just talk about whatever they're gonna talk about this week. But yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be cool to get on there. I don't know if I don't think I'd promote this though. I don't like people who promote their shit, But I just think it'd be kind of funny. I don't know. I'm looking forward to that if it happens. But I don't know what his policy is. I don't know if he doesn't like it when I don't know if he doesn't if he prefers to have new people come in every week or something. I don't know if it would be weird to come in twice. But we'll see. I don't know. That's the other thing I wanted to bring up too. I want you to come on as well. We should both come on. What do you think? It's at like
I
it's at like night.
I wanted to, but I'm still awkward, I know.
Yeah, but I think he's kind of awkward too. You two would have a lot in common. You're both into like the anime shit and whatever, so you could get into that. I don't know. What do you think? Like we should both come on. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'll try. That's Monday afternoon around here.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you what time he usually does it, and we can try to figure that out because that could be cool. We could both make an appearance, and we could
Sure. I also find him interesting.
Yeah, we could promote the channel without promoting it. But that's the one thing we can't. I don't want us to like advertise, but we'll just come on. We'll just come on. We'll say that, and if they ask, we'll be like, yeah, we know each other or whatever. But that could be cool. That could be a lot of that could be interesting. I want to see that happen now. Like I don't know, kind of like a collaboration, but not really. It'd just be kind of cool. So yeah, I'm interested in that sort of thing. But you'd be down? You think? You think you'd be available? Then to do that?
If this computer is available by that time.
Okay, well, we'll try to figure it out. But yeah, I guess with that we're at the end of this episode of Imperial Chess. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's really it. Is there anything else you want to say, Simone, before you go? Or are you good?
I don't know. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll do. When do you think we're gonna do our Dante thing? How far have you gotten in the lectures? Because we're gonna do it's kind of a movie review, but it's more we're gonna be talking about Dante's Inferno, the poem by Dante Alighieri, the great Italian poet. We were gonna do the movie, but the movie there's not really enough to talk about with the movie, so we have to talk about the poem instead, kind of. But yeah, and so in order to do that, we had to do a lot of research. So listen to like lectures on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, how far have you gotten in terms of like the research materials for that? I'll just be honest, I haven't started yet. So
I'm in the third lecture that you sent from the list that you sent.
All right, I think I'm gonna spend.
I try to get through all of those materials because there's a lot to get from it.
Yeah, so I think to be honest, we'll do that, but we'll do another episode before that. I think we'll do another movie, like a regular movie. We'll have that, and then we'll do a regular episode to keep things moving. But then because this is like a special episode, so it requires more work. So I think we might do like maybe one or two regular shows, and then we'll come back with like the bigger kind of special show, maybe sometime next week. How does that sound? Like mid to late next week, we could start doing that.
Yeah, great. Like I said, to get through all the materials that you sent, I really need to spend a lot more time because that I work quite slow compared to the process that you do.
Right. So we'll figure it out. It's no big deal either way. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on the flip side. Peace.